Hey fellow book nerds, today I'm going to be reviewing The Maze Runner by James Dashner. Dashner it is. Again, in my book reviews I do not do any spoilers. I will just be introducing the book and also giving my thoughts on what I thought about the book. And I will always tell you before a video if I'm going to include spoilers, and I will also include it on the title, so just to let you guys know. The Maze Runner is about a boy named Thomas who has lost his memory and finds himself in a community of boys living within a maze, this community being called the Glade. Thomas finds himself with loads of questions, wondering how he got in the maze and why he was there. During the day, a group of boys called the Runners go out hoping to find a way out of the maze. And during the night when the maze closes, creatures called grievers come out. And if you're in the maze when the grievers come out, you will most likely not survive. As the book goes on, you learn more about the maze and you learn more about Thomas's purpose for being in the maze. I'm not gonna go on anymore because I feel like I could spoil it so easily. So that's the gist of the story, but I promise you it's way more intense than what I'm saying right now because it kind of just sounds silly. Boys stuck in a maze, trying to find their way out. So let's get on to what I thought about the book. I found this book to be very intriguing. Even though at the beginning I found it to be very, very slow, I just really wanted to have my questions answered, but it took forever for a lot of my questions to be answered. And even when they were answered, I was still very confused as to what was going on and why they were in the maze. I think it was around chapter 8 when I literally could not put the book down and the story just became very intense and the story really picked up and began to develop. I started coming up with theories as to why they were in the maze and how they were going to get out of the maze, which you'll be learning more about that in my discussion videos. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. But I was completely sucked into the world and I felt like I was almost a part of it and I was trying to help them figure it out, which I definitely wasn't. But I just really felt like I was a part of the book and that was really exciting and intense at times. I absolutely loved the style of writing. James Dashner did a really good job at kind of intriguing you and pulling you in and making you want to read the book, because the first chapter is just like, what the heck is going on? Like, I'm not just gonna read the first chapter and not read the second, you know? So he did a really good job at just like pulling you in and getting you to want to figure out why they were in the maze and what was happening and how they were gonna get out of the maze. I also love that the boys had slang words that they used, words like clunk and shank. I found it funny because in today's world, we have so many slang words. I loved most of the characters within the book. There were a few that were on my meh list, but I really enjoyed them. I think that they were realistic characters and they made me believe their frustration and their confusion about the maze. I give The Maze Runner 4 out of 5 stars just because at the beginning it was very slow and I really wanted my questions to be answered, but they weren't being answered, so it was very frustrating, but I really enjoyed this book and I thought it was an excellent read and you should definitely read it because it was so good. So I'm adding The Maze Runner to my must-read book list. You must read The Maze Runner. I'm really excited to start reading The Scorched Trials, which is the second book in this trilogy, and I'm hoping it'll be just as good as The Maze Runner because the epilogue was a what the heck moment and it was a huge cliffhanger and also kind of a curveball and I didn't see it coming, but I'm really excited for The Scorched Trials. So that was my review on The Maze Runner. I hope that you guys liked it and I hope that you guys go pick up The Maze Runner and read it because I really, really enjoyed it. It's a fairly fast read, so you should definitely check it out if you have time for this book. Before I go, I wanted to give a shout out to Smurgs Reads. She's my good friend Amanda and she just started a booktuber channel and you should definitely go check her out. She's going to be having some really cool videos up on there and go give her a warm welcome to the booktuber community. Do it. Do it. Also, I won't be having a book discussion on this video posted this week. It'll probably be next week. I have a book haul coming Wednesday and then I'm going to be doing kind of a reaction video to the Hunger Games movie and just talking about that on Friday. So this discussion will be coming next week. So those of you who have read this, join me next week for a little bit of a discussion because that'll be fun times. Yeah, fun times, Jesse, fun times.